Okay, we're good to go. All right, so I'm going to keep this brief because you guys probably want to get out there, but I just have a few questions.
Of course.
First of all, it's fantastic to meet you both, and it's super cool that you're able to make it here. It's a big night for a lot of us, so I'm glad you could make it. So I wanted to start off pretty light. You guys both, the band was formed at Mount Allison, right? And so
Yeah.
Liberal arts education, obviously, we're at Bishop's right now. It's kind of a similar thing. So I was wondering how that affected you and how the band grew out of that, like coming from that kind of scene, because it's a very specific and very unique experience.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think like we definitely were in an environment like this where there was a lot of like self-expression encouraged and stuff, and I think also like all of our stuff that we learn in our classes, we kind of like, we still work it into our songs.
Okay.
All the time we're talking about stuff we like sort of remember from philosophy class, etc. And the great thing about a song is you don't have to actually understand an idea that well to incorporate it into the song. So like, yeah, however many years on, like 12 years or whatever, like, yeah, I would say we have like a liberal arts energy still.
Oh, most certainly.
Look at this turtleneck sweater.
This
is liberal arts as hell.
This is an event hosted by English students. That sweater fits right in.
Right? Yeah, you look like an English major.
I got the memo.
Yeah, you came in theme. Yeah, so you explore a lot of like queer experiences and lifestyles in your songwriting. So why is that important for you to talk about? And do you feel like there's a good reception for that? How do you feel it affects you?
Yeah, well, like, so we started the band back in 2014, and at the time, we kind of felt like we didn't have a lot of people around us that were talking about that stuff. And so it felt pretty liberating for us to be able to talk about all that stuff. Now, we've obviously met tons more people that are doing a similar thing, and we've been exposed to a lot more like queer music. So like, I think at first we were trying to fill like where we felt like there was like a space in like our lives, and then the more people talking about their experiences we've been exposed to, I think that's just made us like want to talk about it even more. And it's brought us like so many cool places, like, you know, here we've gotten to meet like all kinds of cool people just from kind of like putting our truth out there. So like no plans to stop anytime soon.
Exactly.
It's amazing, honestly. It's really inspiring to see. So you guys obviously just released this. How do you feel like the sound of the band itself has developed since, you know, you first formed and you first started releasing music, especially now that you've been signed to the record label and you're like releasing on like a different spectrum? How do you feel like it's changed?
It changes every day.
Yeah, like we've had about 100 different vibe shifts, and I think like every piece of new gear we get or new technique we learn or show that we go see, like we're just like inspired by absolutely everything. And so I think like our sound changes like constantly. Sometimes it's changed so fast that maybe nobody even noticed like some certain iterations. But yeah, like I mean, this is like a much more classic rock sounding. Like I think we really got a lot of confidence after our first record came out, and we like really wanted to bring these kind of like big, bold riffs, and that was what we were really into when we were making this. Now we're on a trip of like exploring electronic music, and yeah, so I think like we just like really get excited by trying new stuff. So I think we'll always just keep it moving, and the main thing is like we want a fun like energy. We want to like express ourselves, push our boundaries, and we feel like we can do that in like so many different genres that we're not interested in like staying in one specific place. So yeah, goodness knows where we'll go next.
Exactly.
So an event like this, obviously a gathering of a lot of art students, a gathering of a lot of undergrads, a gathering of a lot of performers. What does that mean to be able to perform for and to be able to like encompass and witness for you guys?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, of course. It's loud in here. So an event like this, you know, hosting a lot of arts people together, a lot of performers, poets, singers, musicians, having them all come together. What does that mean for you guys?
Yeah, well, I think it's just like awesome to see like this many people out. It's great that like it seems like everyone here is really excited to hopefully support their fellow students. And we didn't get to catch the beginning of the show because we were still on the road, but we heard that there's a lot of great poetry performances, and I think like it's really fun to be in sort of like a multimedia type of event, because often we just perform with other like rock bands, and it's cool to hear like all these different sounds coming from the stage. And yeah, it's just really nice to see that they've got this many people out. And yeah, I hope everyone had a really awesome performance.
Yeah, I think it's super cool. There's, everybody's out, and I don't know, we're really happy to be here. So
You can tell the energy
To
is
me.
running hot. Sorry, I meant the energy of this event, not your energy.
like, I'll perk up.
I mean, in all of my classes and everything, we've been talking about this for weeks, and especially talking about you guys coming out. So it's super cool to see you here.
No way,
Yeah,
that's
it's-
so awesome.
You have quite a legacy built up in the last few weeks. So.
Amazing, I'm
Yeah.
so happy to hear it. Bishops, we love you.
So Bryn, who you probably know, considering you're here, mentioned earlier to me that you had done an event in Yellowknife working with youths. I was wondering if you could tell me a bit about that, because that sounded really interesting.
Oh, yeah. So we've actually done this twice. We worked with this super awesome group out of Yellowknife called the Rainbow Coalition. And the particular like camp that we worked at, it was called the Rainbow Coalition Youth Arts and Social Justice Camp or something like that. And anyway, yeah, so it like got together youth from the area. I think they were 12 all the way up to maybe like 20. And we like there was focus on social justice and performing arts, kind of a lot like this. So we would write songs together, but we would also talk about like, everyone would talk about their experiences, their different and similar experiences out in the world. Like we would kind of work with the youth and show them how we sort of like let our experiences inform our art. And then a lot of them were writing songs about their lives, or some of them were they were doing covers, like whatever felt comfortable. And yeah, I just think those things are so great, because the goal isn't like, the songs are incredible, but the goal is really just to get young people together to talk about their lives. And like we're obviously older, but we have so much in common and so much to learn from them. And like, it's a cliche, but I feel like we always learn just as much from the youth, or probably more. Yeah, and it's been just like life-changing both times. And those songs that they came out with were absolutely killer. So I recommend anyone that has a chance to ever write a song with a queer youth, just do it, because you will strike gold. They've got so much to say.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's really amazing to hear. Okay. I just have one more question for you, and then we'll wrap it up. But how do you find that social justice, this is an event based around that, has influenced your art? How do you take inspiration from it? And how do you think that the performing arts and music and poetry, how do you think they're important to social justice?
Yeah, I think that, we've been so lucky that we've gotten to travel around so much, and I think we've been exposed to so many things through our band that we never, just so many different people and places and walks of life that we hadn't been exposed to before. And I think the more people you meet, the more kind of bonding experiences like this you have. I think it just naturally increases your interest in just the world around you, the people in the world. And yeah, I think there's something obviously really magical about an event like this, where you can get all these people together who care about the same thing, and it's bigger than any one kind of person. And I certainly don't have all the answers, and I wouldn't say that we've ever specifically written a song about social justice, because I think that takes a very a skilled hand to do well. But I think that like we try and just talk about what's going on and, you know, the people we've met. And like, I would like to believe that just hopefully getting together with people, like at least we learn something. And, you know, the more stuff you experience, probably the more you know about society. So I guess that's my like incomplete answer. If that makes sense, you know?
It makes complete sense, yeah. Thank you. That's all I've got for you today. but
Amazing. Well, thanks so much.
So much
It
for having
was
us.
really fantastic to meet you both, and I'm really excited for the performance.
All right. Can't wait. Bishops.
Yeah, thank you.
Go Gators.
Go Gators.
All right. Thank you so much.